It is said that whosoever pays the piper does not returns the tune. I challenge anyone in this country to tell me how much he or she contributed to the growth of PDP in Nigeria. More than our brother, Professor Wike. I pronounce him professor because I was privileged to be with him at Endorses, where he presented a paper and the chiefs, the professors, the vice chancellors, and everyone say that he's an enigma and should be studied to know the kind of politics he does, where he is today. I challenge anyone in this country who mentions the name PDP. Your Excellency, we are grateful to you. Thank you for this meeting, and thank you for calling us together to reason with you and to share ideas with you on how we can develop a democratic nation like Nigeria using the platforms that we have, either APC, PDP, SDP, or whatever political platform we have in this country. I want to once again appreciate Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for understanding and appreciating the fact that we must not have a one-party state in this country. That is why he identified you to appoint you in a very sensitive ministerial position as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Thank you for not disappointing. Thank you for not disappointing us, because your work in the last few months and year or so, not up to 2 years, you have demonstrated that PDP has capacity to deliver, and you have done it. We want to say that on behalf of the G5, you are the leader of G5, but I'm the leader of the integrity group of G5. And so we acknowledge the fact that you have given us leadership. You have helped us, and we're here. And I want, as from tomorrow, let those who think that can challenge what I have said here, let them come out and say it. And I will prove them wrong if I'm asked. Because you have contributed immensely, and we remain grateful. And so what our leader had said here is very clear to all of us who are accepted to be here. I want to appreciate and thank all of you, delegates from various states who are here with us, to reason together and make our position known. It is very, very clear. Our people say that when you're at the riverside and you are beaten by a crowd, you don't raise your hand up, you lower your hand. The implication is that the crowd will feel more safe and release you. For whatever reason, for lack of time, I won't talk about that. But PDP made a lot of mistakes. And we have found ourselves where we are today. And so let us lower our hands and accept that power belongs to God. And He giveth it to whosoever He will. He has given it out today, and then we have to wait prayerfully. We have to seek the face of God to allow us, whichever time God will desire that we should come back, we will come. But for now, this is where we are. So, we are in a democratic process in Nigeria today. And I want, as our leader has said, let us respect the rule of law. Democracy is anchored on the rule of law and due process. Democracy is anchored on the rule of law and due process. There is the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and as a party, the PDP, we have also the Constitution that guides us, that leads us. And so in whatever we do, we must respect the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria first. Secondly, we must respect the Constitution of the people. What we are discussing here today shouldn't be an issue, especially on the issue of national security. I will give a living example of what happened in Benue State. I was there as governor of Benue State. I had a chairman that by the grace of God, we came together and nominated him as running mate to a candidate of PDP running for gubernatorial election. And at the end, he did not make it. But he came back. Then, before he was nominated, we made an acting state chairman. But when the elections were over, he came back and we made him the state chairman again, because the constitution of the PDP is very clear. For those of you who do not have, please go and read the constitution of the party. It says clearly, if you are holding a position in the party as an executive, and you are nominated to stand for any elected position, you can go. And the next person to you will take over your position. But when you win, you now resign. And when you did not win, you will come back if you so wish. If you want, you can resign. But if you so wish, you can come back. The provisions are there. In the 2017 Constitution of the Federal of the PDP. I was national auditor of PDP, so I'm talking from the position of people who also supported and made that constitution possible. It is there. Go and read it. So what is the controversy about Senator Anyanwu contested for gubernatorial and lost and came back to assume party position as national secretary? This is not something that we should be contesting if we are not doomed to fail. Go and read the constitution of the party. That is what should guide us. It is not about anything. So anybody who is making noise about Anyanwu will not be party secretary does not mean well for us. For us, as a party, it is something that we should respect because the constitution of the party says it. Because if we don't do it, we are doomed. Because tomorrow, we present a candidate and where the INEC do not accept, it means we have no candidate. We have witnessed this in Plateau State. We have witnessed this in several other states. So let's not be driven by self-interest and make things work for us. So for us as a party, let us work and ensure that we have a united party that will make things work for us so that it doesn't matter. Let us be able to present candidates of PDP at the ward, at the local government, at the state level, and at the federal government, where there is need to have candidates to contest with the other opposition parties, so that at the end,
if I were Benue State, Dr. Samuel Otom, Abia State, Sam Ibazu Okise, the National Secretary of our party, Sam Anyanwu, the single senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the minority leader, and members of the House of Representatives, speakers of the State House of Assembly, and their members, chairmen, senators. I've said chairman, I've said senators there. I said the single senators of the Federal Republic, I said so. The chairman of our parties from various states and their status quo members, the zonal chairman and members of the zonal committees that are here, all DOT members, Board of Trustee members that are here, stakeholders of the party, People's Democratic Party, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, the former governor of Benue State, the former governor of Abia State, the national secretary of our great party, Senator Sam Anyanwu, the single senators and members of the House of Representatives that are here, the Speaker of the State of Assembly, River State, and other assembly members of other states that are here, The zonal chairman and members of their committee that are here, the board of trustees that are here, state chairman of our party for the various states. Let me particularly, I'm sorry, because I'm a former deputy national chairman of our party and former deputy speaker of the House of Representatives, Chibudom Uche, that is there. Because why I don't want to know, they say, what's a senator is a senator? And to have recognized distinguished senators. It's like I'm not going to say again, former senators before they will kill me. The state chairman and members of the various working committee of the states, former governorship candidates, our leaders of various areas that are here, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, before reading the communique of this gathering today, let me sincerely, on behalf of the conveners of this meeting, when they say I'm the convener, no, I provided the environment, but the conveners I all seated there. So I'm not the convener, but I have to provide the space since it is in Abuja. I'm in charge of Abuja. So I should be able to provide the space. Let me thank all of you that because of the interest you have for the party, the people of the Republican Party, you have been here since yesterday for this meeting. You have been here since morning, waiting for the deliberation of the stakeholders meeting. No money can be enough to use to thank you. Your time, the energy you have spent here shows the love you have for this great party. I will not take it for granted. So on behalf of the conveners, I've been asked to say thank you. May God continue to guide you, strengthen you, and give you the wisdom to pilot the affairs of our party in our various areas, be it at the unit, be it at the ward, be it at the local government, and at the state level. We have painstakingly discussed here today, and we have come up with some resolutions that will be a communique to our party faithfuls and to entire Nigerians on our stand as far as PDP is concerned. Therefore, on behalf of the conveners, I want to read the communique and see whether it meets your requirements, your demands or requests, so that we don't have to move forward. So if I have your permission, let me read out what we agreed. On behalf of my brothers who are seated at the table here, let me sincerely thank you for coming to this very important stakeholder, concerned stakeholder meeting of the People Democratic Party, in spite of the short notice that we are here. This meeting is called an instance of concerned stakeholders of PDP who have been watching the development in our party and who are fully concerned about the survival of our party. Let me put on record that the concerned stakeholders who are here at this meeting have been those who believe and who still believe in the survival of this party. let you know why it is so. Most of you may not have gotten the correct information, but it's good to let you know that all of you here, you are those who are committed, who are concerned about the survival of our party. Not just on television talking, not just on print media talking, but on commitment to the party at the various levels. You recall that we have said, I want to say it, today this country is stabilized because of the activities of the G5 governments. We want to challenge everybody. He may like us, he may hate us. The truth of the matter is, if G5 did not take the decision we took, this country will have a crisis. It doesn't matter who is the beneficiary of us. The point is that the right thing must be done for the stability of the country. I will do that decision. I will continue to stand by that decision. But it will be good for the interest of the press to note before they will give us chance and for us to entirely discuss and come up with what we think is our view. That if the party had listened to what we said, we wouldn't have where we are today. I will continue to stand into the party. Let the constitution of the party, let the constitution of Nigeria be respected and all other laws. That as an opposition party, we cannot continue to act on impunity. No opposition party in this world survives acting on impunity. Ours is to build, reconcile, put everybody together, and not to say, go to hell. Nobody does that. When the president will say, look, PDP will obey the constitution of the party. What did the party say? The party clearly, in this constitution, stated clearly that positions will be zoned. Those who drafted that constitution that were approved at another convention knew why they said, look, this is the way it should be because of the composition, the complexity of Nigeria. When the time came, we said, listen, this is the position of the party. The Northex, they started this way. And we have always followed that. And for us to succeed, we must continue with that pattern. But people, because of their selfish interests, said no. Kicked against the constitution of our party and all other relevant laws of our country. Even when the primaries were done, we said, look, now it's over. Let's now see how we can put our party together. Now, go this way, let the man go. Some people felt, come, if you're not a member, I am not be speaking. So, if we want to show Nigeria that we believe in the unity of this country, the way the founding fathers of this country have done, let us go that way. Of course, their selfish interests will not allow it. I will say this will not work. Let us not allow greed. Let us not allow ego to kill our party. Maybe some of you may not have even known. Maybe that time, maybe I've been some of us who said, look, let it. But now I think you know that so many things happened. Now, we have lost the election. Not that we're happy, but as a party, we thought we can also now come together, work together to build our party, to see how we can take over the national affairs of governance. And I continue to say, respect the constitution of the party. What is the problem now? So when you go home, it's not about somebody says so. What is the position now? The position is the National Secretary of the party. So heaven will hear. The dead will hear. The founding fathers of the party who are dead will hear. Wherever they are, I will invoke their spirit. They must hear. They must hear now. Because if you don't invoke their spirit, they will hear. I have invoked their spirit. Now, the issue is National Secretary of the party. No position is zoned to any region. Positions are zoned between north and south. We say national chairman, go to the north. National secretary, go to the south. Then the north will go. And my position is okay, yes, let it come from north central. Let it come from northwest. Let it come from north east. The south will go. Let it go from the southwest. Let it go from the southeast. Let it go from the south. But once they elected the national convention, even when we have said it should go to whichever region within the south or north, somebody can still come out here and contest that election. Say, no, I'm more popular, I don't want to run. It's a national convention that will vote. They can say, okay, look, since our leaders in this area have said it is Joseph, let's go with Joseph. But it's a national convention that decides who will be a national officer of the party. And that is why INEC does not allow to say, sorry, but I'm endorsed. You must still vote. Even when you have submitted a consensus list, for example, and I say, we don't know about consensus list. Go and vote. And we did vote. And we voted for the chairman for North Central. What's that your brother's name? And then it's not everybody's name you remember. So what you don't remember, ask your person to remind you. And then we now voted for Anyanwu, which I remember. From the south. Then if you dovetail it to the south east. For whatever reason, in the name of God, I was not part of the drafters of the Penal Constitution 2017. Maybe oversight. Nobody knew that then the officers of the party then did not include in the constitution of PDP that if there are officers of the party running an election, you must resign. You know, in Nigeria, we do things to protect ourselves. That's what we say, esprit de corps. Now, a case came up that some daddy, National Secretary, wanted for governorship, I did not resign. Morally. Moral does not take the place of the law. Morally, that you ought to. All politicians are selfish. It's correct. Not correct. We capitalize on opportunity. Some did not resign. He didn't win the governorship. He did not resign. He wants to come back to a position. Now people say, oh, sir. Now I want to tell you how, see, this country, we must be able to tell ourselves the truth. The governor of Taraba State was the chairman of the party in Taraba State. He never resigned. Kefat, wherever you are, hear me today. He never resigned. It was when he won as governor that he now put his resignation. Is that not correct? Yes, it's correct. Alhaji Abdullah Ibrahim was Deputy National Publicity Secretary. He ran for the governor of Kebbi State. He did not win the primary. He did not resign before he ran. When he lost, he still retained the position. Nobody said it. Nobody. Sam did not resign. He went for the primary. I wanted to really lost. Yes. I said they will not win. He lost. He had to come back to the position. Now, why is this now that we must say, oh, South East, we have to do somebody? But I will also brief you further. The North was given chairmanship, and the North cascaded to the North Central. And they brought my friend's brother, Dr. Ayu, who later resigned as chairman. The party went to court at the Federal High Court. The Federal High Court gave judgment, look, national chairmanship position is not North Central. It's a national thing. Even if you want to go, it must be done at the national convention. Therefore, the deputy national chairman should be acting as the national chairman, pending when the convention is held. You cannot bring somebody who was not elected to superintend over people that were elected. We're not saying you don't need to, you can change, but it must be done to the party obeyed the Federal High Court judgment. Obeyed it. In the South, where the National Secretary is zoned to, some people went to court and the State High Court Enugu. The State High Court Enugu, in its own wisdom, gave judgment and said, yes, the National Secretary ought to resign, and therefore he had resigned. Well, no problem. That's the court judgment, which is appealable and was appealed by the affected National Secretary, who today is Anyanwu. He lost at the Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal is not the final court of the land. So he still had a step to exercise his rights. And he appealed to Supreme Court. Supreme Court said the same. Even you who went to court at the State High Court, what What is their problem? You have no jurisdiction to go to court. You have no jurisdiction. Assuming there's even any problem is the party. And that has been done in consonance with the constitution of the party. So, and that's because every judge, every decision taken by the Court of Appeal and the State High Court is hereby set aside. Simple grammar. My mother said she didn't go to school. Does not mean she doesn't yet shut up. Yes, she may not be educated, but the word shut up, she hears it. And she understands it well. She doesn't need to ask you, what do they mean by shut up? She knows, she hears, she understands it. The London Secretary went to Supreme Court and said, look, the appeal is upheld, is successful. We will therefore set aside the decision or the judgment of the State High Court and the Court of Appeal. Let the man obey the Supreme Court judgment. We have even obeyed Federal High Court judgment of the National Chairman. But the one of Supreme Court were given different interpretations. But the one of the Federal High Court, they refused to appeal. We as stakeholders, this party must not die. And therefore, we have a duty to protect and save this party. Most people claim they are the people who founded this party. I agree. If you found a company, establish a company, you have a share, and the company is not doing well, you cannot claim to come out to say, I established a company that is dead. I established a party that has no future. You should be proud to say, look, as one of those who established this company, the company is doing very, very well. That's what it's supposed to be. Should we close our eyes and allow vampires to kill our party? No. You see what we are saying? No. We are going to LCT election. Primaries are here is taking place, but they have let the ad delegate. Who will sign to INEC that these are candidates? Is that the problem? No. They know. Look at it. Anambra election. Who signed the National Secretary? Somebody. And National Chairman. Two of them signed. And INEC accepted. These are the signatories that we will accept. The National Chairman and the National Secretary. Overnight, you now come on to say that, look, no, we will not allow that. For me, I said, look, all of us who are concerned stakeholders, what do we do? Should we allow those of us who have future, who have ambition to run an election? Maybe National Assembly, maybe governorship, maybe House of Assembly. If what's happening now is allowed, would we have candidates in the 2027 election? Certainly not. And do we have lovers of the party? And those who believe that this party should not die, allow these traders to kill our party. Will they allow it? No! You see, leadership is not 80 years is not 90 years. If you read about Dubai, which I recommend to most of my friends here, about how did Dubai get to where they are. Leadership, commitment, sacrifice. This tenure will end December. What sacrifice can you not make? Under December, our convention should be held. You elect those you want them to be elected. So, we said, look, we cannot close our eyes. We have to do something. To all of us, party chairman of various states, board of trustees, National Assembly, Senator, the House of Reps, House of Assembly, Council Chairman, wherever applicable. Former governors. As we see today, PDP has lost Edo State. PDP has lost Delta State. PDP has lost Akwa Ibom State. I don't know where River State, where they belong. Where they don't know. I don't know where they are. So, and as a serious party, you are closing your eyes, folding your hands, and see things are happening like this. And every day, you don't want to do what is right. Impunity. No political party allows impunity. You can't survive it. So, I have told my friends, my colleagues, my faith is in my hand. So also their faith is in their hand. We must have to say, should do about this, or take appropriate action that will make our party not to die. And I believe our party not die. I will not allow party to die. So we cannot allow people to be whatever they are. They said there was a next meeting. Look at the constitution of the party. Who issued notice of next meeting? It's the secretary of the party. Correspondingly from the party signed by the national chairman and national secretary. If you look at the so-called notice signed by the national chairman, I will not have. In fact, the party set up a committee headed by the governor of Endorses State, a member is the governor of Zamfara. National advisor is a member, or was a member. Or not secretary was a member. Go and find out from an INEC, whom do you recognize as the national secretary? They told Peter Mba, the governor of Endorses State, the only person who got secretary is Sam Anyanwu. Instead of them to come and tell the party, look, they try to, it's okay, you know, there will be next meeting, service, bring a proposal. You won't tell no secretary to bring their own proposal. You blow hot and I will never accept that. We will never accept that. The right thing must be done. We allow the constitution, the party, and the law of this country to prevail. Prevail. No intimidation, no blackmail should ever worry anybody. If nobody has blackmailed you, you've not started as a politician. If nobody has said anything against you, you've not started as a politician. The right thing must be done. And we're here to salvage our party. It doesn't matter the platform and national television they give to them. It will not work. It will not work. It will not work. You, the state chairman, and your committee, you, the National Assembly, you, the State Assembly, you will stake in this party. Don't allow people who have tried to create monarchy in this party. As they're not there, they'll bring their son. We won't allow that. We're here. So that is why we have called for this concerned stakeholder meeting. So we'll deliberate. When we're, after this, my brother, the former governor of the Railway Department, would talk, and then the press would go out, then we'll deliberate, we'll discuss. You have the time to speak and then ask your woman. And then, whatever we agree, we shall communicate and let everybody understand this is where we are. We will not allow her to die. Will you allow her to die? No! Will you allow her to die? No! Will you allow vampire to cover our party? No! We will not allow her. Thank you. PDP. Power to the people. PDP eminent stakeholders and concerned leaders meeting held on the 9th of June 2025. The communique reads as follows. At a meeting of the aforementioned group on the 9th day of June 2025 in Abuja, the state of affairs of the party, the need to reinforce internal democracy, equity and justice within the ranks of the party were discussed and carefully reviewed. The eminent stakeholders and concerned leaders drawn from the various states of the Federation took a deep and strong view of the situation in our party and came to the following conclusions. 1. The seemingly intractable crisis in the party is as a result of the inexplicable refusal of a few to adhere to the party constitution with particular reference to Section 36(1)(a)(b) and C, Section 47(3)(5) and Section 48(1)(i), and the definitive Supreme Court judgment regarding the position of the office of National Secretary of the party. The eminent stakeholders and concerned leaders are alarmed that the party is an inevitable path to self-annihilation if urgent steps are not taken to rein in the desperate, divisive, and selfish tendencies that brought the party to its knees in the lead-up to the 2023 general election. These divisive tendencies, unfortunately, have found expression in the conduct of certain interests within the ranks of our party, both at National Review Committee, the National Working Committee, and Board of Trustees levels. Consequently, the PDP eminent stakeholders and concerned leaders resolve as follows. 1. Now to finally arrest the inexorable drift toward extinction in our party, the party must, without further delay, respect the judgment of the Supreme Court. We therefore unequivocally reaffirm Senator Anyanwu as the duly elected and substantive National Secretary of our great party. In the spirit of fairness, inclusion, federal character principles, and respect for our party constitution, the party must make an unequivocal pronouncement zoning its presidential candidate to the South in the 2027 election. In line with the provisions of our party constitution, only the National Secretary, Senator Anyanwu, can issue notices of meeting of National Convention, National Review Committee, National Caucus, and National Working Committee, and to this end, all notices not issued by him and action founded on them, including correspondences to INEC, are null and void and of no effect whatsoever. Furthermore, It is clear from the Constitution that only National Convention, properly and duly constituted, can remove Senator Anyanwu, the National Secretary, arising from his status as a member of the National Executive Committee of the party. We therefore demand that the acting National Chairman and National Secretary jointly issue a notice to INEC with an attached agenda for the National Executive Committee meeting of the party, being the only pathway to abide by extant laws. We, the stakeholders, reiterate our commitment to our great party and urge all members to uphold the rule of law, to respect constitutional mandate, resist all machinations aimed at stabilizing the party, and support the efforts of the National Reconciliation Committee headed by His Excellency Senator Bukola Saraki, dated this 9th day of June 2025. Simply put in question, do we agree? Yes. I'm coming. Do we agree? Is it hold on? Is it a reflection of what we discuss here? Yes. Hold on. Is it a reflection? You know, I've never been in the national or state assembly, and it's not a place I would want to go to. I want to stay where God has kept me. Stay where God keep you. So, is it a reflection of what to discuss? Is it a reflection of what to discuss and agreed? Those of you who say, yes, it is a reflection and what to agree, say, aye. Those of you who say, no, this does not want to discuss and agreed, say, nay. Those, the ayes have it. So, this is the position of the eminent stakeholders and concerned leaders of the PDP meeting held on the 9th of June 2025, and our party will grow stronger and stronger by the grace of God, and I want all of us to abide and keep to faith to what we have agreed here today. May God, His infinite mercy, lead all of us safely back to our various destinations. Thank you, and God bless you.